Hello, welcome to the latest episode of Mirus Sofa Time. I'm Dan Sharp, Sales Director here at Mirus.
And I'm Ryan Lightfoot.
So, obviously we've done a number of videos now over the last few weeks and months of various cyber incidents and about training and other various technology issues. What we're going to do today is about how we manage customers from an account management perspective. So Ryan is a client manager here within our team. We have 5 account managers. So what we want to give an overview is what Ryan does and the process that he goes through with those customers. So I guess should we start off with, I guess you have regular meetings, whether that's monthly or quarterly, depending on the customers, monthly meetings. How we're going to talk through maybe the process you go through. How does the meetings generally start?
We normally just have a bit of a catch up, see what's going on with the client, if there's any changes that are happening or that are coming up, and really just understand what's going on with their business needs.
I guess one of the key things is you can't represent that customer to us and the different various people here if you don't know them and their personalities, and it's getting to know them, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that you kind of tailor your approach for every single customer that you've got. So
yes, it's different people with different personalities.
Every person that you meet is completely different, and that's probably one of the main things that I like about the job is that you do meet, it's not the same person every single time. There's loads of people and everyone is different. So
I guess some people are probably a lot more structured and like a very controlled meeting, and others very much more relaxed and casual, but it's kind of making sure that you achieve the same kind of things but in a different
The same goal always gets met, but it's just the way that you go about it. As you said, you have to tailor your approach. But if we understand the business needs, it means that I can do a better job, let's say, for them, and kind of take information away, and then kind of build on that with when I come back and I guess go forwards.
I guess the next part is trying to understand, because all the customers you're going to see have a service relationship with us, so it's very much a day-to-day service where we're providing IT support. I guess it's getting an understanding of their overview of the service and how we're performing.
Exactly that. So, well, like you said, you can see some customers every single month, and you do keep up to date with what is going on naturally because you see them so much, but there's some customers that you might see every 3 or 4 months, every 6 months for the smaller ones, and it is literally just taking as much information in, I suppose, as to what's going on their end.
So I guess you're discussing customer satisfaction scores, or we use the CrewWho tool where
the CrewWho is brilliant, and it's a great starting point as well. So before I go to a meeting, I'll always have a little look at what's been going on for the last couple of months, and get an idea for the feedback that we've already had. So it means,
because for those that don't know, every single ticket that we close operates a smiley face system, so you can have a green for a good service, blue for it was okay, or a red for a negative piece of feedback. And it's if you understand what feedback's been given during a month, it gives you a bit of an overview as to what the customers like to discuss.
And it's an accurate representation of how we have been delivering service. I really like CrewWho, because before we send out a questionnaire, and I think we probably get about 2 or 3 filled in across our customer base for the whole month. Whereas now we are seeing so much feedback come back, and it's not just about receiving the good feedback, but we want it to be accurate. So we do encourage customers to give bad feedback if there were to ever be an issue pop up.
And I think that's the thing, is we operate in a service industry, and unfortunately people, whether that's human error or a process doesn't run exactly as we want that process to run, it's understanding, getting the feedback from the customers, because otherwise we can't improve and rectify any issues ourselves, can we?
You can talk about it. So if we're told about it, it means that we can come back, and part of what the client management role is with Mirus is passing on that feedback. So it's what you go and do with the information that you receive from the meetings.
So I guess that would be team leaders, service desk team leaders.
Team leaders.
Team leaders of different departments.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's not just one department that we've got, because we're quite a big company and we've got so many different areas sectioned out in the right way. It's easier to manage. So your service issues, you could go to like the service desk team leader, but then there could be not even just issues. You could have an additional request pop up to say, actually, can we change the way that we're patching our servers? So then we can go and speak to our service operations team. It's just being transparent and making sure that the feedback goes to the right place.
And I guess then it's an important part is what in terms of their actual technology, whether they're going to start migrating to Office 365, or they've implemented Exchange Online, but then looking at Teams or some of the more the cooler features that Microsoft are now offering, or more simple wireless replacements, or workstation replacements. It's understanding where they are and where they're going to, and how we can help guide them.
Yeah, I think so. The majority of people are talking or know about 365 now, which they should. It's pretty much become the default position for everybody now.
Exactly
isn't it? That, and part of our job is making them aware of the technologies that are upcoming as well. So I think everyone knows about 365. Whether they're in 365 yet, it might be a different story, but there's so many levels within it, and I don't think that everyone completely understands how far you can really go with it. So the different levels of Office packages with your licensing, and there might be some people that only need to do the email side and basic day-to-day Office applications, but then you can really, really dive into it, like you said, with the Teams.
I think particularly where companies have got remote offices, or people that work from home, or are out and about travelling a lot, those kind of increased collaboration tools are actually really useful. Do you think
it's an internet connection?
Yeah,
that's all you're relying on for some things. The way you use Office 365 for. I think the way that I try and talk to my clients now, in the past I've seen quite a lot of people lose data because they've not been made aware, or they've been a little bit lazy with where they save their data. So instead of saving it on the server or in the cloud, they've been saving it locally to their device.
Or a completely uncontrolled Dropbox type account.
Yeah, and then once it goes, then obviously not very happy about not being able to get their data back. So just making people aware of what you can do with OneDrive, and just get into a nice habit of saving into the right place. It's basically the same.
I guess security is probably a big one as well, isn't it?
Security,
like next generation firewalls. There's all sorts of different things we can offer, and you always kind of understand that there's only certain limits that everybody can do. It's being sensible, and a lot of it's about training as well, is something that we've tried to really help people understand and educate.
Yeah, it's been a big important thing for us. Like they say, I don't know what the percentage is, but when there's going to be a leak, the majority of the time it's probably going to be down to one user who's not really switched on with what's going on, and clicking the wrong link and opening an attachment
to a phishing attempt.
Exactly. So it's just trying to show that we're there for them, to give them that day-to-day support and the training to go on top of that as well.
And I guess to kind of complete the circle, where you've completed the meeting, got the feedback, understand where we're going to go, and maybe where we're going to look at investing some pre-sales time to help them get those things moving forward. You come back to the office, and what happens?
Well, I'd come back to the office. First thing, normally meeting minutes. So we've got a process in place where it's good to do the meeting minutes there and then while they're fresh in your head. You've obviously written your notes within the meeting, but my personal preference is to write them up as soon as I can. Any little actions that are quick wins as such, try and get them done and put into the minutes as being complete, so that you can see things are starting to move as soon as possible, really.
I guess what we like to do that just to help, not for over admin's sake, but it's just documenting things that need to take place, so that when you give them to the customer, then we know that we're talking about the same things, or we haven't maybe missed the importance of one thing or another.
Yeah, exactly that. And most of them are happy that I'm writing some good meeting minutes, that they don't have to take that many notes.
But then, like we said before, it's important coming back and taking that feedback to the service desk. And
you pass your feedback on. You make sure that the actions are going to get done. If that's where we've got good feedback, then we'll send some praise out to the relevant team leader for them to get rewarded for that. Or if there's a couple of improvements that we need to make, we've got processes in place with the business quality manager. It's not coming back and saying, oh my God, like we've done really, really bad. It's just making sure that the next time it happens, we've improved on that situation.
And I think then the importance of the meeting notes and is to make sure that from both of our sides we're doing the actions that are discussed.
Yeah. And we've both come out of the meeting with the same goal. So they might be thinking completely in the wrong direction. But you're always given the opportunity to say, look, do these look all right to you? Is there anything else that I've missed that you'd like to be added in?
Yeah.
And then it also, for the next meeting, it's a great starting point, because you can print out your minutes and actually just sit down. We can look at the actions that have been completed, look at the actions that are still outstanding, and that's just sets you off for your next meeting. So it's just building a bit of a knowledge, building your knowledge about that customer.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you for your time.
Cool. No, you're more than welcome.
And we'll see you next time for Mirus Sofa time. Bye-bye.
Bye.